Yeah, right. No, there's like mental well-being tasks that you could do every morning. So exciting.
So just a reminder, everyone, Monday is the test for that period. You can use a band reference or a summary sheet, one summary sheet, and the formula sheet. Uh, and Rita and the girls found a typing error, which I'll adjust. The the cubes on the other side of the page, it has squares on most of them. So can you change all the power of 2 to power 3 for that the last bit for the cube numbers, please? That's a typing error. On the back page of this formula sheet. Yeah, the 2s should be 3s in the cubic section.
Silly. Oh, there are some threes, but
There are some 3s, but they should all be 3s.
okay. That's free. That would
All right.
So this question was.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to do it now. So what we're going to do today, I will first do all the third questions that are in the practice test, and then any requests for any other questions, we'll do them as we go.
Thank you, sir.
That's why I wrote it up there. So, hands up if you've done multiple choice question 2. Okay, and did you get it right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're just going to do it for the other people. Remember, we want to evaluate this. Root 300. What are we trying to do with the root 300? When there's a square root, in regards to the factors, what are we looking for? The biggest what? The biggest square factor, which is 100. Okay. 3 times 100 is 300. So we're good. Over here, we have 2 sets of brackets.
Sure.
What's the acronym?
Coil.
Coil.
Oh, once. I thought that was a reference to why I said
Okay. Root 3 times root 3 is
3.
3. Outside root 3.
I don't know how to do that.
Okay, so root 3 and root 5, with the root numbers inside, we just multiply. So 15. But don't forget any signs. It's an overall positive or negative. And there, what's missing in front? The 2. So we go inside, the 2 insides. We have a 2. Root 5, root 3 is once again root 15.
So what do you do?
Root 5, root 3 is a root 15. And a positive, in the positive, they go positive. Yes, sir.
You can also do it how Jesse and I did. Just do A plus B, A minus.
Yes, you can. Yeah, that's fine.
What?
Yeah, you can go that way too. Yeah. And the last one, last. 2 times 2 is a 4. A positive and a negative. Root 5 squared. 5. Okay. You can break your third up into 2 thirds.
Because the square root of
What happens to our 2 middle terms?
They disappear.
Disappear. And we have a minus 20 at the end. Now, as Zach said, and Hudson, they realize that this is an A plus B and an A minus B. And what's that called? Difference of perfect squares. So if I, just as a shortcut, if I can see A is repeated and B is repeated, one's a plus and a minus, we know that it goes down to a squared to b squared. So really, the a is going to get squared. And we're going to take away the b. The b is going to get squared. The whole thing. Okay, this is separate. This is a separate root. Okay, it's the shortcut. If you realize if it was a dots. Root 3 squared is a 3 minus 2 squared, 4 times root 5. Yeah, same thing. Okay? And you can go into there. Square root of 100, 10. 10 root 3. 3 take away 20. There's a minus 17. And we can see it's question B. Now, they've written it the other way around. And methods exams, any type of exam, even with general maths, they like to make things tricky. So they switch things around.
Why would you that?
Because they like to, got nothing better to do.
That's just like such bullshit.
Okay. We've done question 4. Did we do question 4 last period?
Yeah.
Or question 1? We did question 4. Okay. So let's go to question 1. Did we do question 1 of section B? Yeah, I don't want to redo a question I've done. We didn't.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Let's do that. Over here. Okay, very similar skills here.
Oh, yeah,
Expand and simplify. Here, what's the shortcut? If something plus something is squared, there's an a, not quite. That's correct. That one, okay? So it's this one here.
What is that base for? AB.
These are different. This is dots. This is not dots.
What are we calling that one? Make a name for it.
You can create a one answer if you got one. It's I don't have one. Just it's the repeated one because it's power 2. Okay. So all we need to do our a root 7 squared. I'm going to do it in full. My a is a root 7, and my b is a 5 root 2. And then don't forget, we're going to square the second thing. It's really important you bracket the whole thing. Some people only bracket the root 2. 5's included. Very common mistake. On this second line here, I'm going to go down. I'm missing a bracket, which is right there. Minus 7. What's root 2, root 18?
Root 36.
Root 36.
6.
Which comes to 6. Likewise here. 7 and 2, so 14. Root 2, root 7 is root what? 14. This changes to 7. 2, 5, so 10. Root 14. 5 squared is 25. And don't forget the third. Root 2 becomes squared is 2. Minus 7. What are we going to multiply 7 by? Not quite.
7. 36. Oh, wait. 6.
6. Minus 14. Root 14.
Wait, so how do you have 2 equals there?
2 equals what?
How'd you get from the negative 7 to 36 down to the next one?
This one?
No, in between those.
Yeah.
No, down 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, how'd you do all that?
Okay. So This guy here is this guy here.
Alright, well then, where'd you get the
2, 5 is 10.
Yeah, I get that.
Root 7, root 2 is root
Where'd you
14.
get the -7 and the root 3?
Oh, that's from the this bit is the second part of the equation. I've multiplied these two to get this.
Yeah, I understand that.
It's okay. All right. So we've got a few numbers. Let's get all the numbers together. 7, 50, minus 42. They're just normal numbers. We've got a 10 root 14 related to negative 14 root 14. What's the difference between a positive 10 and a negative 14? What type of 4? Negative 4, but it's got a surname, it's got a last name, which is root 14. Okay. 7 plus 50 minus 42. So it's 57, take away 42. It's a 15. Minus 4 root 14. Question. Does the number 14 have any square factors in it? Then leave it alone.
So what question is this again?
This is section B, question 1.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm going to jump now to the last question of the practice test.
Oh, yes, please. So that looks good. Last question is ridiculous.
Which one's that, Sharon?
So can you take a photo of that side of the board, or can I take a photo of
You
that
can
side?
take a photo, yes.
So I accidentally left my phone in my pocket. Could I take it with that?
You may.
Yeah. Okay.
That last question.
Hold on.
No, that was yeah, that was some of I think it was the start of
Yeah, done. Mashallah. Nice. I thought I was the station class. It seems like such a good idea. Either way, you're gonna have to like.
So, hands up if you attempted question 8. Short answer. The last question of the practice test. Hands up if you got it right the first time.
I didn't even attempt it.
That's okay. There's a lot of gibberish here.
Yeah.
Now, it says here, it looks really weird. Remember, we want to find x such that this whole thing. This is just an introduction. So this is really not part of the equation. Just grab what you need. So we're just going to focus on the body of the actual question. Okay. We're still finding x. That's just an introduction. Let's go here. If I want to find x, what's the problem with this one here? What do we have to do? There's 2 x's. Good, Shagger. What can I do? What's the F word to get one
Foil.
Factorize.
Yeah.
Factorize. What do we put to the front? X, because it's common. What goes inside?
It's 2.
Root 2 and?
Negative root 3.
Good.
Like, I'm just never doing that on a test. There's just no way I'm doing it.
There you are, though. Like, leave it.
Okay. Now, if I want to get x times something, we're trying to get x by itself. How do I get rid of this bracket if it's times it? Divide by the whole thing on the other side.
Oh my god, how do this? What? Only better.
Now,
Wait, how have you done that? How have you done that?
this is a times.
Oh my goodness.
This is a divide.
I understand that.
Okay. Now, there is. Can anyone in your you won't have a calculator. This is a tricky question. This is why it's the last question. But in your experience, root 2, take away root 3.
Root 1.
Okay, not quite. No.
Root negative 1.
Okay. This is roughly from memory. Is a 1.4. Root 3 from memory is about a 1.7.
That's cheating.
Yeah, that's bullshit. How are we meant to memorize that?
How are we meant to do that
Yeah,
without a calculator?
Like I said,
Did you remember it, boys?
like I said, we try and separate people.
That's so stupid.
Now, 1.4 take away 1.7. Is that a positive or a negative?
Negative.
Okay, it's a negative.
0.3.
So you're dividing by this. You're dividing by a negative. Does anyone know the rule when we you flip the sign?
So is that only divided?
Yeah, only divide by negative.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So the rule is with inequalities, once you identify a division that is a negative, we flip it. Yeah, and we go that way.
You're dividing by positives.
Divided by positive does not change the sign.
So you're only dividing
Okay. Now,
why is that less?
okay. So we've established this. This is a right answer. However, what am I going to ask you to do with this? No. 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 It starts with R. When you have the word rationalize, when you have surds, always connect it with the word rationalizing the denominator. Maths people do not like root surds in the denominator. They like whole numbers. Don't ask me why. The way we do it, how do we rationalize when it's root 2 minus root 3?
Times it by that.
We're going to times it by...
Root 2 negative root 3.
No. We times it by the opposite sign in between.
Surd, bro.
Really? Okay. So, this here is really a big fat one. Now, let's multiply the top. Root 3 times root 2 is a root 6. Root 3 times root 3?
Root 9. 3.
Good. Let's go with the bottom. Root 2 times root 2?
2.
Is it 2? Root 2 times root 3?
6. Root 6.
What sign?
Root.
Positive. Inside?
Negative root 6.
What's the shortcut that we talked about? You boys picked it up at the start.
Yeah,
Okay. This is a
great.
DOPS, actually. It's a DOPS. But we're going foil.
Oh,
we're using foil. Root 3 and root 3?
Negative 3.
Negative 3. Good. You could have used the DOPS for this one as well.
What's stops again?
Difference of perfect squares. On the bottom, what happens to what are we left with?
Wait, just check. Look at hold on. It's 2 minus.
2 minus 3 is a negative 1. And when there is a negative 1, they like to apply it to the top. Root 6 is a negative root 6. 3 is a negative 3. Okay. Okay. What's root 6 divided by negative 1?
Negative root 6.
It's a negative root 6. Just like this.
Oh,
3.
Just because it's over 1.
Yeah, it's over 3 divided by negative 1 is negative 3. Same way.
That makes sense.
Okay.
My brain.
They're very, for the test, that would be the surds. Very similar. It's not going to be exact.
So we learned like no surds from chapter 1 or 2. And the whole test is just on surds.
No. It's only 4 questions.
Out of like 12 questions.
It's,
Like, there's out of maybe 15 questions. Like
it's
a third of
not.
the test.
It's not. Not quite.
Well, then out of the marks, like a third of the marks is
Okay.
Surds. And then we only spent like 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Like,
I don't know.
So you,
where whatever's we learn is just the opposite of whatever's in class. Like the test is just made up of whatever we did. Whatever we learned the least, they put in the test. It's actually bullshit.
I don't.
For the
I would
test,
disagree, Shaq.
the next test, can we just do this stuff?
Oh.
Because like
Well,
I literally, as soon as the test is over, I can get it on my challenge.
you can't check that. There's something called an exam at the end.
Yeah, but then I just do the practice exam 100 times. That's just all maths is doing the practice test a couple of times, and then cutting up and put statement and sticking it down and put. That's literally all.
Taking the
That's
that's
literally
so
all maths is.
I wouldn't have. Oh, that's it.
okay. And read it first.
Use the word noise.
Hang on. Short answer question 6. I'll do that in a second. Any other? Yes, Zach?
Can we just actually?
Yeah, I'm going to do that now. Yeah.
So with the next test, can we let's use this.
Sorry.
With the next test, can we put you notes on it? Like we did not learn any different. What's that actually?
We just went through it.
What chapter? We're going through the session of test.
There's only
Any of this for us.
there's so many other questions.
So for the next test, is it going to be chapter 3 or chapter 3 and 4? What are they?
Quadratics.
So we learn on here none of with like half the test, half the test, and then we did one third test. The next day we did one session, and the next day we did one round. The hard stuff and stuff like that.
I hear you, Shaq.
Next time you teach us stuff that's interesting. You're selling a billion gajillion.
I am. See, this one is we went through it a few weeks ago.
I literally forgot everything half the session.
Well, go to find a solution.
Yeah, I could be practice this and touch on it. Are we going to be able to take notes in for all of the tests this year?
Alright.
Are we going to be able to take notes in for all of the tests this year?
Go through all the tests. Notes. Yeah, bound to reference.
Okay.
And why did Mr. O'Brien say that as soon as you get to BC, you're not going to be able to use it?
Did he say that?
Like every teacher's like, so that.
Question. Volleyball is set. Screen.
As in the number. Well, how'd you go? I don't know if I got it right.
Yes, what's your answer, Zach, to this question? Zach?
We'll put a pro code. What pro set?
Do not.
I said site perception.
I did the.
I didn't say I did A, but it's a perception.
All right. What's
being X is negative. Then it says it's Y wrong.
it could be a typo. Yeah. I think it might be a mistake from the solutions. Okay, so guys, let's just get through this one. It's really important. When you've got equations of lines or quadratics, if there's an opportunity to draw a diagram, it would make things a lot easier. Multiple choice question 2. It must pass -16 to -2. So -16, -2 is in here. It's got to pass through that. See a sec? Oh, thank you, Zach. Thank you.
No, that.
Now, perpendicular to the x-axis. Okay. So this is x-axis. Is this line, for example, is that perpendicular or what is it? Parallel. So which way we're going to go? We're going to go like that. That's perpendicular now. We've got to now line this up with the dot that we require. Bang. What is the equation of that line?
Y
X equals negative 16.
Right. Yeah, it's not the answer to this one.
So it should be E.
Yeah, but the answers are like
Okay, so it's quite possible that the solutions are wrong.
yeah, it says he wrote perpendicular to the x-axis means the line vertical up. So x equals negative. And then circle y.
Yeah, I think yeah, it might be off. Yeah, I'd say it's incorrect. And read it.
Questions.
Yeah. Did you want to do this one first?
I would love to.
Okay. Any other requests for any other questions after?
Question 1. I'll go through that. Question 1, 2, 3 and 4.
Slight work. We haven't even done it here.
What's a collinear?
Trilinear. Two lines have to be joined.
Perpendicular.
We did.
Yes,
we did.
I swear to God, I didn't know.
So,
Yeah.
the two perpendicular lines cross each other like that?
Yeah. 90 degrees.
Oh, okay, thank you. Wait, that's the easiest question I've ever seen. Question for
Yes.
No, this is easy, Shaka. We got this. It's easy. We got this. No, you're not. No.
I'm already playing the second.
So also, can you explain how to do part 3?
Yeah.
That's the
Okay. Let's just do A first. All right. First, let's graph this. When it's in this format, not necessarily, but if you want to, you can say. Okay. So 2x minus 3y equals 6. When it's set up like this, the x-intercept, the y-intercept method, putting zeros in, makes things a little quicker. For example, if I turn the x equals 0 into here, what happens to 2x? It goes. So we're left with negative 3y equals 6. And y equals negative 2. So we know that at 0, negative 2 is part of the graph. So 0, negative 2. We know that's a coordinate. On the other side, you can do the same thing. If y turns to 0, what's going to disappear?
3.
The 3. So we're left with this.
3.
So x equals 3.
3.
3, 0.
So that's the easy start to the hard questions.
All of them are the easy questions. Now you're just understanding, so you don't have to switch.
Okay. Then this question, I actually haven't looked at it. For what value does it?
Yeah, well, I don't know how to.
I reckon I can find it.
Yeah, I can.
I'll just. He's gonna find it. Easy.
If I pass, I'll be sorry.
Sorry.
We're not going to be able to pass.
Oh,
If you switch out. Just give it a go.
I'm going to be able to ace the gym.
Yeah, I know. So there's no point. It's just going to be a waste of your
You got it? You got it, Zach? Okay, who explained it to you? Oh, Tim, do you want to explain to the class? Okay. Now, this is part B.
What if Jane did with Charlie?
Zayd, listen up. So, there's this really weird question. For what value of A does the point A and A plus 7 lie on the line? As you know, in our first number in any bracket, what letter does that represent? X. And what's this?
X.
Y. So let's see if this leads to anywhere. I may even have a look at the solution on this. Okay. I could even be wrong. And it's going to be recorded. So here, instead of X, what can I change it to?
0.
A. Instead of Y, what can I change it to?
Y.
B.
Plus 7.
Ah, there you go.
Okay. So therefore, what does the question ask us to do? What is it asking? Read the question.
Where's the Y on
What value of A? So we're looking for A. Can I find A? Do I have enough information to find A right now? I do. Okay. I've multiplied the brackets out.
the
2A take away 3A.
A?
Negative what?
Negative A.
1.
Minus 21 equals 6.
Plus 21.
Okay. Plus 21. Yeah. And is that the right answer?
Bang.
Is that good? Okay. And that's right in the solution. Just double check.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. So these are tricky questions. However, all the steps you knew, because you all got it just then. Okay. That's the trick with methods. Okay. Let's go multiple choice question 8.
So how do you remember the methods to like every math question ever?
Probably like you've been doing it for 20 years.
Just get used to it.
You just get used to it. You got to know your toolbox.
Yeah.
It's all in your toolbox.
Mm.
And it's.
To do well methods next year on the exams, you go straight, you do past exam papers from the beginning, like throughout the year, you're revising. Okay. All right, let's see if multiple choice question 8 first. Okay.
That's one possible. It's quite.
Yeah, I've been looking at
It's crazy.
Yeah. Right now is not the moment for me to comprehend all that.
Okay. To help us with this question first, in our multiple choice, there are actually all equations. So naturally, the first step is we want to figure out, they're trying to describe everything below this line, okay, between here and here. So what's the most logical thing to work out if we are trying to find an area beneath a line? It is an inequality, but be more specific. What are we trying to find out? Okay. We're actually trying to find out the equation of the line.
Oh, the sideways.
That's the first step. Is it possible to find out the equation of the line? Do we have enough information?
Yes,
Why? Why?
because we have x and y intersect.
Okay. So here,
You just said a quick one.
so y equals mx plus c. What can I change in straight away?
C.
The c. So y equals mx minus a. We know one part. What's the second part?
Right.
The gradient. How much is this rising?
They took the bug.
It's 8. How much is it running? So 8 on 30. So we now know our equation is 8 on 30 times x minus 8. Now, does that look like one of the answers though? It does not.
Make x equal 0.
Okay. So if I have, well, it could be a number of one of these. So what we're trying to figure out, I'm just trying to figure out which one is this.
How's the one that's on it, sir?
Shut up, Shaq.
I'm trying.
This does not matter.
Hey, what's the answer, by the way? E. Okay. Let's try to get to E. Okay. So you can see there the X and Y's on the both sides. So this is just a bit of tampering. All this shaded region is less than or equal to the equation. So we started with equals. We want to use this. Can you see that there?
I was wondering why that was.
So we want less than or equal to. We experiment, and so I'm going to do this. I may not even get this right today. I may do that. Okay, is that the same?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. No, because you changed it.
Oh, you just minus 8.
Is 8 on 30 look like one of the numbers in E?
No, you just are.
You just halve it.
You gotta
Okay. So
4/15.
you just halve it.
you act on. That's like an easy one.
Okay. Now, look at E. Look at E. This is negative 8. What can I do to negative 8 to make it go to 8? I can divide by a negative.
1.
By negative 1. So I divide by negative 1 on both sides. What's going to happen now? Going to switch. Well done, because we're dividing by a negative. What's on this side here?
I'm actually gonna write down that.
Y divided by negative 1. What's that now? Negative Y. And negative, 4 and 15. I just switch them around. It's still the same thing, which makes it E. Okay. This is tricky because you started off with something and you're going to try and get it to one of the answers. It's E. We cheated. We were working towards E. Okay. You might need to find an experiment, move things around to see what you can do. Okay. Question 10. Will that?
Oh, is it?
We can do it. We can do it. Let's try and do it. What period do we have, maths?
One second one.
The second one. Okay, really quickly, guys. Okay, what does that mean? I want everything.
Everything and then
Everything backwards slashes?
not.
Not. Except
-4.
between -4 and 4.
But is it between -4 and 3? Because you can do 4 and above.
Not, but there could be decimals though that we can count.
So it's between -4 and 3.9999.
Yeah. Yes. So we're after that.
Announcements for lunchtime. Matthew Layton and Sam Papianis, which come to the general office, please. Matthew Layton and Sam Papianis to the general office.
So I don't want this. So I want everything less than or equal to -4. What do I say? Less than 4. 1 second, guys.
So look at
That's fine, yeah, Judy. Less than 4. Do I put a dash here?
No.
No,
No.
because it's covered. What's over here? X is
Greater than.
greater than.
greater than or equal to.
Hold on. We want to union these two.
Yes.
Is it one of the answers in the book?
I think so. No.
Are you sure?
Yes. No. No.
Which one is it? It's E. Is it E?
Oh my goodness.
It is E. This is E.
So you just simplified that so hard. Thank you.
Okay, no worries. Guys, if you're desperate, I'm free for 144. Think in the woodwork room.
So,
Yeah. I don't think so.